graduated, elevated. Now it's my time to shine. Yeah, let's go. Major moves, power moves.
Hello and welcome to PhD Hardtalk. Thank you so much, Dr. Sanele Justice, the mentorship that you're working on. Could you take me through that and why it's really important for the community?
I think that is very important for me. Thank you for touching on it. It is important because, mentorship is one thing that many young people, especially in Africa, South Africa, needs so much. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am as Sanele Gamede, who's now a doctor, if I didn't get some sort of guidance. If I didn't get some sort of guidance, if I didn't get some sort of, mentorship. But at the same time, I got it very late, Sis Noma, the guidance, because before I finished my studies, which took me 10 years, not the PhD, but starting from undergrad, doing a 3-year degree, doing an honors degree, a master's degree, and a PhD. It took me 10 years. But before that, I had repeated 3 high school classes.
Wow.
I finished my first high school and I went back to redo some of the classes. And I recall, and I also think if I had mentorship, especially at a very young age, I wouldn't have messed up and, failed maybe there and there. Some of the mistakes that I did, I wouldn't have probably been there if I had someone who was going to show me the way. So mentorship for me is important. I currently run a mentorship program called Free Mentorship at the Power Program, where I mentor young people and I coach them on life skills throughout different provinces in South Africa and other African countries where we have partnered with so many young people and so many organizations. And all we are doing is trying to give young people life skills, especially the most necessary life skills that they need, such as career guidance, such as financial management, such as problem-solving skills, many other life skills that they need in the world, especially out there, whether they are still in high school or university or they are working. Many young people are short of some of the life skills. And I run this through my organization called Make a Mark Africa. And all I want to do is just to make a mark in a young African child's life. And I really, really urge support from, across the world, from everyone, to sort of support this program. We have our website up running where people can actually support our work out there. And that's why it's sort of like very important to me. It's because I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't get some guidance there and there.
Excellent. So, what you're doing is beneficial up to the 3rd generation, because a lot of us, we didn't get financial guidance. We didn't know what to do with our money, and it didn't get us anywhere. Literally. And even though we may have the education, but if you don't know how to manage your money, it's not.
It is a problem.
So what you're doing is impeccable. And I guess the other thing that I'm going to touch on, with your permission, is your wife as well. She works within the community, and both charities or organizations work together. Could you touch on that? And we'll share all the details at the bottom for anybody that's interested and wants to have a conversation.
Yeah, my wife runs a clothing company, and she also help young people with sewing skills as well. So she runs sewing classes for young people within the community, especially with the level of unemployment in many African countries, including South Africa. So you need to sort of like have practical skills, which I think what we are trying to do with her is shift the narrative, because she's a graduate as well, the same university that I went to. But at the same time, due to the unemployment rate, I think we realized that some of us, many of us, were channeled to university instead of doing those practical skills where you can actually start your own job, if I may put it that way, where you can actually start your own company or practice or work for yourself, if I may put it that way. So I think that's what we wanted to shift with this company. And of course, working with different young people in the community, we always try to push the narrative from people or young people flooding to universities, but also young people be channeled to colleges where they will be taught life skills that will help them to sustain themselves.
Okay, amazing. Now moving on to your publications. Now you're a man of many words, and I think I got an insight today. Could you just take us through some of your publications, and also, you know, if anybody's interested, where they can find the information and how they can contact you?
Basically, I have published 3 books, as I've indicated earlier, and I've published online courses as well, which are available. And I think the other 3 books, they were waiting for the DR status, the doctor status. So they will be published, I think, with that doctor title later, which will be also available on my website if you visit www.sanelegamede.com. You will go to my shop there, and you can shop mostly online stuff, and you know, my books are also ebooks, so you don't have to worry about shipping as well. You can actually get an ebook version of all my books, and all my work is there. I do employability coaching as well, and I mentor young people across the world. I have young people that I mentor in who are working for Amazon in the US. So I mentor people in African countries as well, and in South Africa. So you can actually subscribe for my mentorship and coaching program, which is different. You can subscribe for 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. It's all up to you. So, and up to your needs as well. So yeah, I think everything is available there. People can also, you know, get in touch and stay connected with me. There's so much content that I put out there on my YouTube page, Sanele Gamede, and my LinkedIn, Sanele, Dr. Sanele.
Get right, sir.
It's Dr. Sanele Justice Gamede, and on Facebook it's Sanele Gamede SA as well, and Twitter it's Gamede_Sanele. So you can always connect with me and, you know, chow some of the free content that I normally put out there, and, you know, get some of the content that is not entirely free, but it's very beneficial for young people who are in the academics. I mean, I have published a book on how to finish your qualification in record time. I published a book on how to earn your degree online, which is a response to the changing world. And I published a book on how, you know, you can position yourself as an unemployed graduate. It's called The Graduate Pack, a practical guide for job seekers. So it's all available there, and you will be happy of the content, because, you know, it comes from a doctor.
And from the heart, you saw a smile. Yes. So, you know, I get a lot of questions, and people ask me sometimes difficult questions and sometimes fun questions. And I guess The one that I got was about the soft life, and I had to go on the internet because I had no idea what soft life is. And apparently,
Yeah.
because even men and women are into the soft life. So, I guess the question that I got is, I'm a student and I'm struggling. But, when I'm looking at the soft life, I feel like I should quit, my PhD and go ahead and join in and be a part of the soft life. What advice do you have for that individual?
I would say soft life that comes from not working hard is not soft life. So if you go for soft life when you haven't worked for it, it won't be soft life. It will be just a 2 minute phase and it will be gone the next morning.
Wow.
If I didn't wear my PhD hat, which there is no one who is going to take that away from me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you rush for soft life without working hard, someone will come and take that away from you. If someone is offering to take you to Dubai and you call that soft life, you haven't met what we call soft life. Soft life is when you can afford to take yourself to Dubai. Mm-hmm. That's soft life. Soft life is having your education, having your skills, giving you money to afford that Gucci, that travel to Africa, South Africa, UK or US, having that soft life, drinking those expensive wines and enjoying. So that's soft life. But soft life that comes from friends and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, it's not soft life at all. So I will advise a young person to consider permanent soft life that is managed and owned and sponsored by you than a soft life that is sponsored by Noma, because Noma might take this soft life anytime.
Thank you so much for your kind and wise words. And it fits into the next question, which is, do you think, in your own opinion, having an education, whether undergrad, is it college or sixth form, or is it upper school, going up, do you think it breaks the poverty life cycle if we're looking at the current situ globally? Because all of us are suffering in different ways.
I think education is still the key to success. And it is a solution to some of the societal issues. I mean, without education, I don't think we would have some of the exciting and amazing solutions that are brought by young people, innovative ideas that are able to convert water from the toilet to drinkable water. It's just that people don't think that is education. That's the work of education. When they see a robot, they think, oh, we should stop going to school and go build robots and go be an influencer, go to be a YouTube star. You can't be a YouTube star without education, because education gives you the ability to be a YouTube star. Education builds your confidence to be that YouTube star, to be that popular person and all of that. Even if you see different brands, I don't care what you will say. If you see popular public figures and artists and people who are so popular, who will tell you, I didn't go to school. You know what they did? They had people who went to school working for them. So either way, there was education in their success. So education is the center of resolving and solving some of the societal crises that we are facing, and especially in Africa and South Africa, we can solve some of these problems if we can invest more into education that is going to be a solution, not education that will make a young person sit at home because there is no need of it out there. So I think, to put it bluntly, education is nowhere to go. Don't hear from someone who are trying to make money out of you. There are people who are trying to get you into their seminar who will tell you, I didn't go to school, yet look at me, I'm a millionaire. They are millionaires from lying to you. And as you buy those tickets to come and listen to them, that's how they became millionaires. It's not like they were millionaires before they actually invited you to those seminars. In fact, that's how they make money, from your foolishness, from your lack of understanding that it's all about them making money out of lying to you, you know. So I think that's what I can say.
That is so insightful, and I guess it's got me thinking. Currently, you know, when we look at trends and algorithms, education is not really being pushed. It's more of, I made $1 million overnight, I sold Bitcoins, I do A, B, C, D. And, you know, in your opinion, I guess, if we're looking at the global youth right now, and I love what you've said, to re-emphasize what you said there, because a lot of young people who are like 18, I know a lot of YouTubers who are like, oh, I dropped out of school, I bought a Bitcoin, I've made 2 million, I'm buying properties. You know, we all know when it comes to business, they're being sponsored, some of them. They're the face of something, and it's an educated person that's come up with a brand. So, you know, it's nice for me to say, because then people will say I'm biased, but I'd love it if you could touch on that and just re-educate the young minds, because I'm worried that they're running and they don't know that it is a business. Just as you've said with the musician, you know, the lyrics, someone else writes them, they just go in the studio and do what they do. Someone gets paid, everybody has to get, you know, a little bit. It is a business. So could you just touch on that? Because I think it's important, and I love the way you do things.
I will say to any young person across the globe, don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. And think you will drop out of school because you saw someone becoming a millionaire out of blogging about cars. There is a bit of luck in that thing. There is a lot of lies. Hear me correctly. There is a bit of luck. There is a bit of talent. There are a lot of lies that have to go through that. Some of those people, they are coming from well-off families. I think if you want to differ with what I am saying, go and investigate. Go and do your research on all the YouTubers. Check their background. See if they are coming from deep rural areas, such as where Sanele is coming from, where there is no water as I'm speaking to you. Okay, so if you get a YouTuber from that place who's a millionaire, then I will tell you your thing is working. But as we stand, Noma, young people are being fooled. Young people are being lied to. And the more this person tells the lie, the more they get popular, which means it's not that they were rich. They were rich out of telling the lie. I can't imagine a young person living a dream of, you know what, I want to grow up and be a liar, be a great liar and lie to people that I have a Lamborghini when I don't have. Because these people go borrow these Lamborghinis from their cousins, from their sisters, from their moms and dads, and then post this thing. And with the aid of the internet, they are able to choose which market to see those posts. So they make sure that they block anyone within their region and make sure that someone in South Africa sees this thing, not someone who is from Spain, where they are in that small community in Spain or in Durban here in South Africa. They will block Durban and they will show that lifestyle to someone who's in Zimbabwe, someone who is in Swaziland, someone who is in Kenya, in the US, because those people don't know them. So there, it's easy to believe things that you see from the internet. Whereas if you ask the neighbors of those people, they will tell you that person never owned a dime. They always go to restaurants and take pictures and pretend as if they're living a soft life. I will want to re-emphasize this. A soft life out of lies is not soft life, is a lie. And there are three levels of lies, Sis Noma.
One.
There is a lie where someone lies to people, you know, lie to you that I have an iPhone.
Okay.
The second level of lies is when you lie to yourself.
Oh, okay.
The third level of lies is when you believe your lies.
Yeah.
That one is a disease. Psychologists will tell you there is a name for that one. That one is a disease, actually, where you now believe your lies. And we are living in a society where people have lied to people, have lied to themselves, and then they are at a point where they have believed their lives. Someone will tell you, Noma, I've made $1 million. They lie to you. And then they start to believe because, you know, they started to portray that lifestyle because they lied to you. So they're afraid if you meet them and you don't see them with that Lamborghini, they will then be crushed. So they go and borrow a Lamborghini to maintain that lie. The problem is when they then believe their lies, they convince themselves they have a Lamborghini when they don't have. That's when they will then do anything. They will actually kill for them to maintain that status. So I will emphasize to every young person, I'm not trying to inspire you to be a doctor. You don't have to be a PhD holder like myself, but I would like you to go back to school, finish that degree, and go out there and start something or work for a firm, earn a decent living, and live your best life. And stop stealing and stop lying to people and lying to yourself.
Wow, you've touched on a lot of things, and we're rounding off now. And I have questions, but we're rounding off. I'm just thinking, we've got Mr. Elon Musk, and he's bought Twitter. And, he's mentioned something about AI and Facebook and, where we're going. And he's saying, do you know what? AI is actually dangerous. We don't have any KPIs, we don't have any policies in place, etc. when it comes to AI, and we will regret it. So now I'm looking at what you've gone through, which is lie number 1, lie number 2, and lie number 3. I'm thinking we actually don't have any policies in place for such what you've just mentioned. And I'm now thinking of China. They control everything, even what kids watch on TikTok. So in your opinion, do you think we should take a leaf out of, well, maybe not that extreme, but a leaf out of China's book and put such measures in place?
What a question, a very interesting question to ask a media practitioner. Such question, you want me to say I'm okay with censoring myself, eh?
Of course.
I think what China is doing is quite a traditional society. What China is trying to practice, it's that authentic traditional society. And it has its own merits, it has its own disadvantages, So I think we need an element of some sort of control, because the whole idea of democracy is based on a lie, is based on a situation where no one wants to be governable.
Okay.
Is based on a situation where capitalist communities wanted to invade and broke societies without being questioned by anyone because of the name democracy. They wanted to maneuver and get their products across the globe without having to be put to question. And they wanted to find one thing that will allow them to actually do that. And they named it democracy, where it's government of the people, by the people, and for the people, where there's freedom of this, freedom of that, freedom of that. And to see that it was a very demonic act of this capitalist society, they didn't put in place and emphasize the issue of responsibility that comes with these freedom. So they want to do as they please, and they are pushing that in the society. They are actually killing the society by all means. So China is trying to maintain that, and they are ruled out as, you know, these authoritarian, and, you know, they are cruel and all of that. And at some point, I find that as being responsible in the society.
I love your response, and I think it will get people thinking, and I hope it does. I really do.
Yeah, I wish it can. I wish it can. I'm not saying I'm anti-democracy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm anti-freedom, where people can have rights and their rights can be protected and all of that. I don't want people invading other people's rights, but I'm in for responsible freedom. But we don't see that with such a capitalist society.
So I guess, you know, we've come to the end, and I'm appreciative of everything that you've shared. And the last question is, do you think that PhD Hard Talk is beneficial to the community, people in academia, and also those who are aspiring to aspire, and those who have no vision in life at all? What's your opinion?
It's quite a very fascinating question to ask me to evaluate your own talk show here, or your own podcast, which is very interesting. But yeah, I think it's very necessary. But it's a pity that most young people are not watching these because it's something not naked. It's something that doesn't involve the Kardashians and how they are beating each other, or how they are divorcing each other, or how they are screwing whose money and where. And, you know, it's not those typical kind of topics. Whereas this is very important. I find this conversation one of the conversations that are very important. And if you are someone who is pro-academic, pro-development, pro-empowerment, you will definitely want more of the media coverage, the media content to be sort of educational and drive the society for a better place, which is supposed to be like that. So I think these PhD talk is very important. It gives a perspective to someone who is sitting in the Netherlands, who's aspiring to be a PhD holder, or who have started in South Africa studying his or her PhD, to hear some people share their journey, how difficult it was. I mean, oh my goodness, it was challenging for many of us. That person will be definitely inspired. That person will feel like there is a community of people out there who are sort of going through what I'm going through. So if I know that, I'm most likely to persevere, and I'm most likely to feel like, you know, I'm not alone in this journey. So I think keep it up, keep it up, and make sure that it grows each and every day. And you will reach a stage where people are going to love and, you know, spread. Of course, I am not interested in seeing it reaching 1 million people or hundreds of million people, because we are not as many. We are not as many in the academia.
Yeah.
So don't be hit hard if you don't see it being watched by millions of people. We are not as many in the academia as compared to like music, for example. So I think for you is to appreciate the number of thousands of people that are watching. Some of them won't even react and won't share, but they would have benefited from it.
Thank you. And I guess in summary, based on our discussion today, in terms of takings, I would like to say, first things first, thank you so much for working with the young minds in terms of the mentorship. I think any economy needs that. It's vital. However, there isn't much investment when it comes to the young minds. There is investment when it comes to, as you've said, nakedness, whom am I dating, am I soft life, etc. It's fabulous on TV, but we need positive, feedback or encouragement. And you've done that very well today. So thank you. The second thing is also in regards to your publications. Now, if anybody's interested in the books that have been mentioned, I think they are vital and I think they are important, because some of the questions that I do get, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, really? But then I think, no, it's not about me. That person doesn't know. That's why they've asked. And I feel I'm not capable because I'm still in uni myself and I haven't left the world. And I think Dr. Sanele Gamede is the best person to get in contact with. So I'll share all the details at the bottom in terms of his YouTube channel, his books, publications, and socials. Do get in contact, but please, let's be patient and kind and, and work together. We don't respond sometimes within 10 minutes. We are quite busy at times. It may take us a day or two, and we do have a team as well, but for them to get in contact with us, it may take a bit longer. So please be patient in regards to that. And I guess the final thing is, the sewing within the community in terms of the skills. You touched on a key point, which is some people go to university, they're studying degrees upon degrees that can't get them a job. So let us go to Dr. Sanele Gamede. I love saying that, Dr. Sanele Gamede, for some advice before you apply, and embark on your journey, because there's no point of you getting a scholarship for something that just sits and collects dust and literally you can't use it. So let's get some advice. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like I said, the details are at the bottom. We do accept US dollars. I do benefit too. From Dr. Sanele. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. On a serious note, please do contact Dr. Sanele. And in terms of education, he is a professor, he's a public speaker. So if you'd like to hear more from Dr. Sanele, please do get in contact again. And finally, I would like to say thank you so much for all your hard work on behalf of every community out there, because we know that the young minds, they need the fertilizer. And unfortunately, at the moment, there's a lot of weeds. So we need to get them off. And like you said, with Ph.D. Hardtalk, there isn't a lot of us, and this isn't getting out there because it's not entertaining. But if you've heard it, share the message, project dissemination to the world. Let's rewrite the past and change our lives for the better. Thank you, Dr. Sanele.
Thank you so much, my sister, and thank you for having me. I hope everyone will benefit and will stay in touch on social media platforms.
Graduated, elevated, now it's my time to shine, yeah, let's go. Major moves, power moves, take it to the top one time non-stop.